neighbor, welcome back to ARTV. My name is John, and I'm about to count down the top 10 Daft Punk songs according to me. Daft Punk is a French duo made up of Thomas Bangalter and Guy-Manuel de Homem-Christo, founded in the early 1990s, and eventually transforming modern electronic music and beyond with their influential use of synths, samples, drum machines, and vocoders, alongside more traditional instrumentation. I realize it's a tough ask in this day and age, but shocker, this list is made up entirely of my opinions. I'm not here to validate your list or just read off nothing but the singles, even though there definitely are singles in my top 10. Just sit back, take a breath, and keep an open mind. Do me a favor and leave a like if you enjoy the video, subscribe if you're new in town, check out the honorable mentions listed in the description, and let's get right into the top 10. Give me a bizarro, chippy, KK slider type beat, but make it happen before Animal Crossing was even a thing. Daft Punk's Mind Melter Short Circuit existed way before Discovery, and it's a perfect bridge from the Homework era to where they were here. I love this song, and I love how lopsided it feels, and that probably doesn't sound like a compliment, but I swear it is. You start off bouncing wall to wall on an endless sugar high led by colorful, almost obnoxious but lovable synths, before falling down the rabbit hole in a slow motion fade out that completely throws your expectations out the window. We are human after all. Splicing together a cocktail of wah-wah synths, intrusive drums, robot hums, and even a scuzzy guitar, the duo ran a victory lap with the opening title track for an album that honestly does struggle pretty hard, despite a few really bright spots like this one. Hey, it's in the title. They're just humans, so forget the public image of them wearing a helmet at all times. This is two men with a creative vision that reaches far beyond what a motherboard could compute. I could gush about the opening seconds of this song for way longer than you want to hear, but immediately, right out of the gate with this track and this album, you're smiling this huge smile that makes you feel so fully alive. Give life back to music as a warm day in the spring as you find your groove again and realize how spiritual the love of music can make you feel. Past the opening blast of guitar and synth, rhythmic disco dominates the night. It's one of those songs you grow to love so much that you want an extended version and just end up on YouTube finding fan mixes because you crave more. Looping is the backbone for really any DJ or electronic artist, at least to a degree, but it's also a double-edged sword. There's corners in Daft Punk's discography that I just can't get my head around because of the repetition, but Television Rules the Nation is definitely not one of those. Mind control straight from your TV, or these days through whatever screen you stare at 15 hours a day. It's kind of funny to hear our robot overlords preaching a vocoded message about mass manipulation, but also really sad when you realize their warnings went unheeded as we continue to devolve into madness. Blasting through the space-time continuum on a light cycle in a geostorm, I give you the laser beam Derezed from the Tron Legacy soundtrack. I had to show some love to Daft Punk's score for the film because they did such an amazing job, much like Wendy Carlos before them back in 1982. This specific short but sweet moment always kept me foaming at the mouth for more action, more speed, and more of the futuristic robots turning the heat to 11. DJ Hero, you made me realize how multifaceted this iconic banger really is, and because of my endless failures at trying to scratch a fake turntable, I realized it was easier to just listen to the original song in all of its glory outside of the game. Funk is bonkers even to this day, and I love that it still has its place in pop culture. So ahead of its time, gritty and pristine in the same breath, and the way they build up suspense with the ebb and flow of aggressive electronics while slowly fading the extra layers back to the surface, it's a stroke of genius. End of discussion. Lose yourself to space? Because that's where it all began, Daft Punk sailing on an interstellar flight through space and time, only to leave us with one final song that almost serves as a brilliant collection of memories without them speaking a single word. Rocket boosters hit full force in the middle of a meteor shower after an intro that samples astronaut audio from Apollo 17. Contact is the final flaming captain's log from a duo that spent their entire career innovating. When this track really gets going, you cannot deny how hard it goes. Thunderous drums, turbulent synth sequences, forceful feedback loops that give you the feeling of traveling light years per second with your face melted to the wall. It's an insane ride that ends on a rather eerie but unforgettable note. One More Time is the missing link to pure bliss, but it's only missing if you've never experienced the full song, because once you have it, you never forget that feeling of freedom. How can I have heard one song so many times but still want more? One more time, if you will. It's magic in a bottle, the defining cornerstone in a pivotal record that says it's okay to let your guard down and breathe again. Life loves to add a new 5-pound weight to your back as you walk uphill, at least it can feel that way sometimes. So why not put down the burdens and let Daft Punk's Celebration do the heavy lifting?
Now I thought about what I wanna say, but I never really know where to go, so I gave myself to a friend.
Fair warning, if you've been through a breakup recently, this one might tear open a few wounds that never really healed in the first place. Julian Casablancas joins the Robots on Instant Crush, one of the best collaborative tracks of all time, even if it sounds like a weird combo on paper. The results are jaw-dropping, and I adore this song with my whole heart. Those modulated vocals hit so hard with this isolated microdose of depression, literally a cold day in the sun in song form with the perfect instrumental companion to boot. It still baffles me that Instant Crush is nearly 6 minutes long. It's immersive to the point where it feels like time stands still, and the contrast between the moodier verses and the slightly more up-tempo chorus is incredible. Having Julian play guitar was a brilliant touch. Hey, I remember touch. And pairing that up with a brazen synth is pure, uncut, emotional ecstasy.
Why don't you play the game?
Anytime you lay awake wondering if there's something out there in the universe connecting you to anything bigger than yourself, listen to Digital Love and take comfort in knowing that music truly does bring people together. Euphoria is the only appropriate word that could even come close to describing how this masterpiece from Discovery makes you feel. Tomas delivers the vocoded vocals with a message of dance straight from a dream, but the dream begs the question, why don't you play the game? Take it like a drug, except inhale through the eardrum. It's worked out great for me, with long-term side effects including geeking out with a big-ass smile, dancing like no one's watching, and moving my entire body to feel that iconic synth solo in my bones because it's so ridiculously good that how could you not? Thanks for checking out the countdown. Hit that like button, leave a comment with your own top 10, and let me know if you'd want to see a Redemption review for Random Access Memories or maybe a ranking of all of their albums including the Tron soundtrack. Don't forget to check out the honorable mentions in the description, check out the videos that are on screen, and I'll be back soon on